Hello.
Go.
Okay, so why is it important for you to support Gilda's club and to continue her legacy?
You know what? It's hard to get through this life without being touched by cancer. In some way, friends, family, co-workers. And what I love about Gilda is it takes care of everyone who's dealing with that. Not only the person going through the cancer, but the family. It gives them a place to deal with their issues and find out how to handle probably the worst news you can ever get in your life. So, and the spirit of Gilda Radner. It's just a beautiful mix of all these things.
Yeah, it is like they say, the disease affects the whole family, not just the person, so it's good that there's support. Now, a lot of Canadian artists have a hard time achieving the type of success that you've had, Colin. And why do you think, what would you attribute to your success?
The secret of my success, and this is going to be horrible to all you young people out there, it's just pure luck.
Yeah.
I had this one skill, and this show from Britain came out and exploited that skill and gave me a career doing something that wasn't an occupation when I was growing up. So the fact I'm able to do something I love and do it, I make money at it, and able to do it year after year all over the country, all over the world, it's pretty hard. I wish I could say I trained hard and when the knocks came I got back up again. No, I just hung in there till everyone else died and gave up.
Well, you're great at what you do. And a quote that you once said a while back was, "The people who influenced me most were the people who said I would never make it. They gave me a thirst for revenge." What do you say to those people now when you cross paths with them?
I just give them a smile. I'm Canadian, so I go up and talk to them and act like it didn't actually hurt me. So
take a shot.
I'm talking on television. These are the kind of people. This was one guy who said I wasn't going to make it. This guy. And now I have to be nice to him. Hey, buddy. I will.
All right, thanks, Colin. Keep rocking. Darcy Michael, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So what brings you to this It's Always Something event to support Gilda?
Well, Russell texted me 3 days ago and asked if I wanted to do a show with him, and I said, sure. Is it casual? And he said yes, and that's why I'm the asshole in the sweater, and everyone else is in tuxedos. But no, Russell was just guest starring on Spun Out.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of an inside scoop for you. And he asked me to come and do the show, and I was a huge fan of Gilda, and it's not very often that I'm in Toronto to do shows, so it was really nice to be able to do it. I'm really looking forward to it.
So you'll be on stage?
I'm doing a set tonight, yeah.
Awesome, so you weren't on the website.
Yeah, I know, I'm a last minute addition.
Well, I like that, you're a nice surprise.
Yeah, I'm the surprise guest of the night for the 4 people that may know who I am.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, Spun Out was filming season 2. I saw the other day that Meg Tilly was on set.
Yes,
so,
Jennifer Tilly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Jennifer Tilly.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, I need to brush up then.
She's got a sister. I don't know what her sister's name is.
Meg Tilly.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, it's
from Bomb
Jennifer.
Girls.
Yeah, so Jennifer Tilly is Dave's. She's an actress.
Yeah.
She's nominated for an Oscar and a bunch of things, but they do get confused all the time.
Oh my
they
god.
look identical.
Yeah.
But,
so what's gonna happen with season 2? I know there's like the Stephanie storyline and Beckett are kind of in love.
I'm not spilling anything, but we filmed some pretty epic scenes today.
Well, what's in store for your character that you can
Gordon
give away?
I'll tell you one of the things. I just spent 12 hours in an elevator yesterday filming Gordon being stuck in an elevator.
I can just imagine the hysterics.
It is hysterical. I had so much fun. I was getting a little claustrophobic though. I was getting a little crazy, but it was. Gordon's got some fun little turns this year. Some unexpected changes with Gordon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about Canadian TV in general? And do you feel that in the past few years, that Canadian television has either changed for the better or worse? Like, how do you feel about it?
I definitely think there's been an amazing evolution of Canadian TV, and people are, all the networks are funneling more money into Canadian programs, and I think we're slowly building our own voice. Just like Britain has a voice for their shows, and the Americans obviously have theirs pretty locked in. But I'm really excited to see where things go, and obviously, I want Spun Out to be the next Beachcombers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind collecting a few houses over the next few years, but Yeah, I can always just stick to the dick jokes too.
I guess. Well, I hope you all have success with Spun Out. I hope it goes on for a good amount of time.
Yeah, me too.
Good luck with that. You know how things go in this industry.
Oh yeah. I don't get attached to anything.
Okay, thanks so much, Darcy.
No worries, thank you.
Misha, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Good. So what brings you to this event to support Gilda and her legacy?
Well, listen, I say yes every time I'm asked and hope that the schedule lines up. And lucky number 13, here we are. And we'll be singing a few tunes from the Christmas album. I think it'll probably be the first Christmas stuff that people hear.
Awesome.
but we're going to do it with gusto.
So you did recently release your new album, Christmas. Aside from the obvious, what is the inspiration behind your Christmas album?
I love that. Besides the obvious. Well, we wanted to do an album of holiday music because Aaron Davis, my co-music director, and I really felt like, you know, it was time for us to try our hand at something that was near and dear to people's hearts, but that we also felt we could add our own flavor to, and we had a lot of fun recording it. Yeah.
Awesome. So what are some fun things to do in New Brunswick during Christmas? I myself am half New Brunswickan.
No!
Yeah, my dad's from New Brunswick.
That's fantastic! Yeah. Fun things to do in New Brunswick. Well, the sleigh rides at King's Landing. Then the bobsledding at Maxquack, or on Crab Island, Crab Mountain, our little ski hill.
All in Fredericton?
That's around Fredericton.
Okay.
I would say it's a beautiful drive along St. Andrews because St. Andrews is on the sea, and you can have tea at the Algonquin. And this is all kind of southern New Brunswick.
Yeah.
And we live in Nova Scotia now.
Oh, you do now?
Yeah, I live in
Okay.
just outside of Windsor, and there's tons of fun things to do there.
How's Nova Scotia?
Usually, you just want to show up in Halifax at like the Economy Shoe Shop or the Carlton, take in some live music and a Keith's, and you're good to go. And then you let the evening unwind from there.
Do you find any difference between these different maritimes, or what sets them apart from? Do you find anything different about these different maritime places, or like what makes them different?
I feel like the difference between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, there is a real coastal vibe to Nova Scotia because most of the province is pretty much coastal, whereas we have a lot of forest and a lot of space, a lot of expanse, a lot of wilderness, and so you get more of a land-loving. I mean, at the same time in the south you can have great fishing. But you know, my brother lives on land and is a hunter, and his kids all know how to hunt, and it's a real art form, and the craftsmanship of woodworking. And it sounds so funny, but because look at these nails, there's clearly no woodworking going on.
Yeah.
But I grew up around that kind of connection to the earth, and that's two things that's things that the two provinces really have in common. Because you're just so close to the extremities of nature. Our winters, we had a little sprinkling of snow. I mean, I think Buffalo got it bad.
Thank God we're not them.
But we get a serious amount of weather down there. Yeah.
Oh well, gotta deal with it, right? Well, I hope your Christmas album does well, and thanks for coming to the event tonight. Thanks for talking to me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Take care, Misha.
Well.
Hi, Stephen. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Awesome. So what brings you to the event tonight to support Gilda and her legacy?
Well, I was invited to do this event about 5 years ago, and it was awesome. I had a great time doing it. And so when they asked me to act this year, I couldn't say no. I mean, Gilda's Club's a great cause.
It is.
And also, yes, Gilda's legacy itself is a wonderful thing to celebrate. You know, really important to the world of comedy and entertainment, but also the world of Toronto showbiz as well.
Absolutely. So you've actually been doing your solo music career for about 6 years now.
Yep.
What is something you experienced along this journey that you weren't expecting when you set out on your own?
Maybe an increased sense of self-confidence.
Yeah?
But you know, I've allowed myself to take a lot of risks and do things I hadn't ever considered doing before. I do a lot of public speaking.
Yeah.
I do a lot of theatrical work and so on. Solo acoustic things,
awesome.
things with orchestras, and every time I choose these things, I get nervous. Of course, you have to get nervous, but to walk out the other side and feel like I've actually learned something, it's a great feeling.
Awesome. Well, you've done pretty well for yourself.
Yeah, it's all right.
How do you feel about the state of the music industry today? It's changed so much. I would say not for the better.
Well, it's harder to make a living.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing arenas every night, which I'm not. It's harder to make a living, but I'm lucky that I do have
a good-sized back catalog that people know. But the thing I like about it is you do have to be more creative about how you make your living. And I do like the fact that there is more opportunity to have your music heard by people. I think that's really important.
Yeah, we have so many platforms such as YouTube now, and for better or for worse, it does help people.
Oh yeah.
And I guess in
if
this
I was
day,
19 now and just putting a YouTube video up instead of duplicating cassettes in my parents' basement, it would be a lot easier.
Would you prefer that method, or do you think it's like long-term gain is?
Oh, I think a lot of the ways people are reaching, whether it's through streaming music or YouTube or whatever else, I think those are great. I think that's, I wish we'd had those things 25 years ago.
Awesome. Thanks so much for stopping. Thanks for coming to the event.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Stephen. Mr. Russell Peters, how's it going?
Hello, Amanda.
Hello.
See you. Good.
Fan moment. Check this out. So what brings you
The
to...
Jews like to kiss.
Apparently. So what brings you to the event tonight? You've been a supporter for about 8 years for the Gilda's Club event.
I've hosted it.
Why is it so important to you?
Well, because Fred's my accountant, and if I don't do it, he may mess up my figures. No, it's one of those things.
Hi, Darcy.
Oh, hey, Darcy.
This guy always vlogs my videos. I love it.
Yeah, when I'm done this interview. You have horrible timing.
Okay, so when you perform comedy, are there any lines that you don't cross? How do you decide what's too offensive and what are your boundaries in comedy?
I generally try not to go with religion.
Yeah.
People are weird about that stuff, and I don't believe in it, so...
Me neither.
So I'm kind of like, well, you're defending your thing, and I don't care about anything, so I'll let you be you.
And this is a question I've always wanted to know. I mean, we're both brown, right?
Right.
Why the hell are brown people so cheap? Like, it's in our blood. We can't help it. Like, do you have an answer or theory? Like,
I don't know what it is.
like we go to the extreme.
Maybe because we're from a third world country, and
but we were born here.
I know, but our parents have instilled it in our heads that we can make everything that we get here. So we always try to figure out how much it actually costs before we find out how much they actually charged us.
What's the cheapest thing you've ever done?
I do weird cheap things now. I do weird cheap things, like complain about my phone bill, but then I'll go and buy a $200,000 car, like an idiot. So it doesn't make sense what upsets me.
Awesome. Thanks so much for chatting, Russell. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks.
Take care.